Coming up on NewsCenter 16 at 5.
Double heartbreak. The same day a family goes to bury their daughter, they come home to find out they've been robbed.
How can you kick a guy when a guy's way down, man? How can you kick him any lower? I mean, that's disgusting.
And now 4 years later, the suspect is still on the loose.
After a near-death accident, one woman was able to receive treatment thanks to a Good Samaritan.
You know, there are still good people out there, you know. I just really would like to thank him a lot.
Plus, all eyes are on President-elect Donald Trump as he makes his transition to the White House with the inauguration just 10 days away.
And it was a windy afternoon. I'll let you know when they calmed down across Michiana coming up.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is NewsCenter 16 at 5.
This just in, a federal jury has sentenced Dylan Roof to death for killing 9 black church members in a racially motivated attack in 2015. Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
And I'm Terry McFadden. Roof faced either life in prison or execution for the slayings on June 17th of 2015. The Justice Department says he is the first person to get the death penalty for federal hate crimes. And we'll have much more on this story coming up throughout our 90 minutes of news.
Back here at home, it's been 4 years, but a Winnemac family is still looking for who robbed their house.
But the thieves robbed their home at possibly the worst time of their lives during their daughter's viewing. NewsCenter 16's Sean Gallagher joins us now from the newsroom. And Sean, this had to shatter the family.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The loss of their 32-year-old daughter was very tragic after she was hit by a motor coach on State Road 14 4 years ago. While the family was grieving the night before her funeral, someone robbed their home knowing they would not be there. Gary White says he and his wife returned from the funeral home on January 8th, 2013, and their door in their garage was open. Not anything out of the ordinary, but when they got inside the home, Gary says the television was missing and it looked as if a tornado had gone through the home. Everything was on the floor, drawers pulled out and emptied. So on top of having to bury his youngest daughter, he also had to deal with this after thieves stole about $30,000 worth of possessions from the home. But the possessions, they don't matter anymore to them. They just want justice.
Not knowing if I got anything back, that doesn't matter at this point. Doesn't matter. What's been done's been done, and we've recouped. You know, we've come back from the loss of possessions. Possessions are nothing. There's a time, Sean, for everything, whether it's in this world or the next. Yeah, justice will be served.
And you know, Mr. White says he isn't angry anymore. He uses his faith to get through this and the tough times and says he would forgive those who did this to his family.
All right, Sean, why now? Why are police bringing this back up 4 years later?
No, well, you know, Terry, the case has gone cold, but the sheriff had some suspects in the past, but they needed more information before they could do anything. So the Whites reached out to the Pulaski County Sheriff to offer a $2,000 reward, and that's out of their own pocket for any information leading to the arrest of those involved. And anyone with information is asked to contact the Pulaski County Sheriff at the number on the screen. We'll also have that on the WNDU app. All you have to do is click on this story.
All right, Sean Gallagher reporting live tonight from the newsroom. Sean, thanks. In LaPorte County, police are on high alert after a string of home burglaries there. The first burglary occurred on January 3rd in the 4400 block of County Road 800 North. The home was broken into and several guns were taken. The guns were later found near County Road 500 East and County Road 900 North in a safe. 2 days later, another burglary happened, but this time in the 3900 block of East County Road 800 North. A handgun and cash were taken from the home. Last Saturday, police were called out to a burglary at Jenny Ray's restaurant in Rolling Prairie. In that incident, the burglars broke in through a back door. Nothing was taken, but the store's cash register was found outside. Neighbors reported seeing a red minivan and black sedan in the area when all 3 incidents occurred. Anyone with information is asked to contact the LaPorte County Sheriff's Department at 219-326-7700. We have that information also on our website and app.
2 more people are behind bars for their role in a crime spree spanning across 5 Indiana counties and 2 in Michigan. 27-year-old Tyson Matthews and 46-year-old James Matthews have been arrested. Tyson faces charges of felony forgery and theft, while James faces a charge of auto theft. After a traumatic car wreck, one Warsaw woman set out to find the person who saved her life. The accident happened in September when her truck rolled over a guardrail on State Road 19. NewsCenter 16's Casey Cronus joins us in the studio. And Casey, things could have taken a devastating turn.
Definitely. Abby McBride was alone in her truck and suffered several broken bones during that crash. She was able to free herself from the wreckage, but lost hope when several cars passed her by without stopping. Today, she is thankful for the man who did stop and ultimately saved her life. The accident happened around 6 one morning when Abby was driving to work. Swerving to miss a deer, her truck ended up in this ditch. Bloodied and wet, Abby says she eventually made her way up the embankment toward the road. After 3 cars passed her by, one man finally stopped, got her to safety, and called 911. She says he stayed with her until the ambulance arrived, where she needed to be airlifted to the hospital for immediate treatment.
I would like to thank him. You don't think about it every day, but the more I drive, or the more I'm in a car, you pass crosses on the side of the road every single day. And just to think, I had one car almost hit me. I was freezing, I didn't even know I was bleeding. I could have, not been found, or I could have not got out of my car or anything, but he stopped, and I could have been, one of those crosses on the side of the road. And
since we interviewed Abby this morning, she was able to track down the man who stopped to help her. They had a phone conversation this afternoon, and she says she would still love to meet him face to face.
She's so lucky that man stopped by.
I know.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
How's she recovering?
Well, she has physical therapy for her arm and her back 3 times a week, so definitely a slow healing process. But she says she hopes to get back to her job in nursing in the next several months.
Okay, let's hope so. Thanks, Casey.
Several cars and a bridge were severely damaged this morning after a semi crashed into a highway overpass in Indianapolis. Here's a look at the aftermath of the accident. As you can see, debris covered the roads. Crews had to divert traffic from the area. State police say because of the damage, the bridge will have to be demolished. Well, don't put away those rain boots or that umbrella just yet. We could get another round of showers tomorrow. Will it be cold too, Mike?
It's going to be cold to start tomorrow, Terry. We have a lot of little changes coming our way over the next 24 hours. This rain's going to go away. You can see the it's raining pretty good out there right now, washing away a lot of that snow and ice still left on the sidewalks and parking lots, and hopefully we'll get rid of it before we go below freezing later tonight, because once this cold front comes in, that's what's going to happen. We'll have more details on tomorrow coming up, but here's my hour-by-hour forecast for this evening. You can see the rain showers taper off, should be pretty much over by 9 o'clock. 45 degrees by then, and it turns colder after that. We'll check out your complete forecast coming up.
Thank you, Mike. President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, Senator Jeff Sessions, was put on the hot seat today in the first Senate confirmation hearing. Now, some believe he was or is a racist. Protesters yelled KKK outside today's hearing, while some black lawmakers opposed Sessions. His answer on banning Muslims? No. But he said he accepts abortion rights and same-sex marriage, not illegal immigration. He also admitted deporting millions of people is not possible.
That Muslims as a religious group should be denied admission to the United States. Let's fix this system. And then we can work together after this lawlessness has been ended.
As the first senator to endorse Trump, Sessions called for prosecution of Hillary Clinton. He promised to recuse himself if her case gets revived. And Sessions said he would say no to Donald Trump if the new president tries to break U.S. law. Well, tonight, President Obama bids the nation goodbye. You can catch the president's farewell address tonight at 9 right here on NBC. We'll also have a link to where you can stream the president's speech on our website. Well, for the first time since releasing a detailed report on Russian hacking, top U.S. intelligence officials spoke publicly today about their investigation and what they call an ongoing threat from Russia aimed at the United States and its allies. Jay Gray has a closer look.
Jim Comey, director of the Federal Bureau.
As the investigation intensifies on Capitol Hill, the nation's top intelligence officials told the Senate Intelligence Committee.
I have not.
No.
They've never seen a more direct and targeted cyber-based attack on the U.S. electoral process.
However, Russia's activities in 2016 demonstrated a significant escalation in directness, level of activity, and scope of effort.
The CIA, FBI, and NSA agree a Russian influence campaign directed by President Vladimir Putin included both covert and overt operations with a very clear aim:
to undermine public faith in the U.S. democratic process, denigrate Secretary Clinton, and harm her electability and potential presidency.
Officials stress there is no evidence Russian agents manipulated actual vote counts. And as the hearing continues,
we have been attacked. We have been attacked by Russia.
A separate bipartisan group of lawmakers announced legislation to punish Russia.
We need to take steps to make it clear that this type of activity will have consequences.
Russian officials have called the allegations a joke. Putin spokesman Dmitry Peskov saying, "We categorically rule out the possibility that Russian officials or official bodies could have been involved." But U.S. intelligence says the attacks were very real.
I believe, yes.
And are likely the new normal. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
Trump has yet to condemn Russia and hasn't said whether he'll maintain sanctions against Russia after taking office. His first press conference since last July is scheduled for tomorrow in New York.
Meanwhile, dozens of families are fleeing the city of Mosul in an attempt to avoid the continuing clashes between the Iraqi Special Forces and ISIS. Iraqi forces have fought their way into 2 more southeastern districts of Mosul, but their advances are being slowed by ISIS tactics of using civilians for cover. More than 135,000 people have been displaced. The UN Refugee Agency says the numbers have increased by nearly 50% to 2,300 a day. Frantic moments at an Alabama bank this morning when an armed suspect held 8 employees hostage. It happened at a credit union near the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. The suspect was arrested and taken into custody. Authorities say all of the hostages are okay.
Straight ahead, from your computer keyboard to your phone, cold virus germs are lurking everywhere at your office, which could make you sick. Tips on how you can avoid catching a cold. Next.
Well, it's that time of year when all your coworkers are sniffling and everyone seems to be coming down with something.
But there are some pretty simple solutions to try to avoid that cold. Erica Zuko explains.
In an office where cold virus germs lurk around every corner, everyone's just hoping they aren't next.
I've been using napkins on doors, and I've been taking a lot of vitamin C and putting a scarf around my face whenever I'm around sick people.
Finding someone who's been healthy all season is like unearthing a diamond in the rough. Have you dodged the cold virus bullet?
I have thus far, fingers crossed.
Dominic, the desk editor's trick?
The first thing I do when I come in the morning, I get some wipes, I wipe down the keyboard, the desk, anything like that.
He's on the right track. Here's what else health experts say to do to avoid falling victim to seasonal sickness.
Try to get hand sanitizer stations around the office. That'll help when people can't wash their hands right away. Or carry around your own antibacterial hand gel so that you can clean up whenever you need to. Office kitchens and break rooms are another great place to pick up germs. So make sure that you don't reuse any utensils or mugs from the office kitchen. Instead, bring your own. And even if you do reuse your own, make sure you bring it home to sanitize or put it in the dishwasher. Think of other communal spaces like water fountains or vending machines. Make sure that you scrub those down too, including the handles when they're commonly used by multiple people.
Here's some more sick season etiquette for you. Give people their personal space. Stick to your office space and let other people have theirs. Don't encourage people to stay at work when they're sick. Finally, gently encourage everyone to clean their workspaces on a regular basis. Extra junk around a desk means breeding ground for germs.
It's a colorless, tasteless, odorless gas that can be found anywhere. It's called radon, and for Radon Awareness Month, doctors are alerting families the dangers of the cancer-causing gas. The invisible gas can seep into your home and affect your lungs. In fact, experts say it's the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Matt Robbins with Mercy Medical Center didn't know much about radon. That is until his mother Betty was diagnosed with lung cancer in December of 2011.
One of the first things her doctor asked was if she knew if she'd been exposed to high levels of radon, and she didn't. So I kind of started looking into it a little bit and got a test and tested her house, and found out that anything over a level 4 is what you want to get your house treated.
Unfortunately, Betty lost her battle with lung cancer, but since then, doctors have made it their mission to warn others about the dangers of radon. The EPA encourages everyone to test their homes for radon, and if there are high levels of that gas, homeowners should consider installing a radon mitigation system. Chronic ankle pain keeps many arthritis patients from doing the things they love, but for some, standard surgery doesn't sound like a good idea.
They want motion. They love the idea of motion. They hate the idea of a fusion. It sounds barbaric.
Coming up, hear why more are turning to another option next in today's Medical Moment.
The latest health news for you and your family. This is Maureen's Medical Moment.
Standard surgery may seem like the answer for an ankle sprain, but doctors are offering patients another solution. Details on total ankle replacement surgery in today's Medical Moment. A stumble on the sidewalk, a turn in high heels, or a fall in the sports field. Ankle sprains happen to just about everyone. Most heal successfully on their own, but about 5 or 10% of the time, severe sprains or even a bone break can cause arthritis. And for a growing number of patients, total ankle replacement surgery has been the solution. 81-year-old Hazel Joyce McNeil does this.
I like it because it's a whole body.
Years ago, Joyce would not have been able to work out because of severe pain in her ankle. It started with a wintry day half a century ago.
I fell on a piece of ice that probably was the size of a dime.
Her leg broke in 7 places. Doctors reset the bone, but it was never quite the same.
Because of all those years, we figured 40, 50 years of her walking on that little bit malaligned leg, over time, the ankle joint became worn down.
Joyce lived with arthritis until she was in her 60s.
I felt so miserable, and I limped so much that it tired me out. I was ready.
Dr. Clifford Jeng of the Institute for Foot and Ankle Reconstruction says instead of fusing the bones, more patients are turning to total ankle replacement to relieve chronic pain.
We can keep the motion with an ankle replacement. They have a more normal gait, and the pain relief has been shown to be equivalent to an ankle fusion.
Dr. Jeng says a new generation of replacements means surgeons remove a lot less bone. The replacements are successful in 80% of the patients over 10 years. Joyce McNeil is going on 15 years, keeping her on her feet and independent.
I don't want to become a burden to anybody.
The gold standard for treating chronic ankle pain has been fusion, but Dr. Jeng says many patients don't like the stiffness that comes with that surgery. He also says total ankle replacement is not the best option for everyone. Those with diabetes or other underlying health conditions would not be good candidates for the surgery. And to read the research summary for today's story, you can go to WNDU.com and click on the Medical Moment.